Mm,
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the mobile app coaching. My name is Glenn, senior stock market strategist here at VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I'm coming across loud and clear. And I'm waiting. Ooh, this is way high. Hold on. I had to change this down. Oof. Because I was doing Jockey Club this morning. You didn't even tell me that, Joey. Turned it down. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
Okay.
I could tell it was loud.
Oh, well, you didn't say anything.
I was about to.
Well, you didn't. I had to figure it out on my own.
Yeah, good
What
job.
good? What are you good for then?
I got to keep up with everything you do.
That's right. That's your job.
Everything you break, I got to.
Wow, everything I break. I'm not touching nothing, so I can't break it.
Well, you already touched it. You broke it already.
Oh, whatever. All right. Good thing I love Joey to death. I still love the new title. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. Joey made sure I had my new title. Joey fought for me. All right.
You can't even say it.
Huh?
And you can't even say it.
I can say it. I can say it. All right. The alert hasn't hit yet. It hasn't popped up on my mobile app yet. So I'm just waiting for people to get in. How's your day, says Amir. My day is pretty good. I had Jockey Club this morning. I have live stream today. Then the rest of the afternoon is sort of kind of my own. Joey's going to be doing a whole lot of work on his end. I invited him to lunch. He told me no. Oorah, T. Oorah, thank you for that. All right. How many people are here, Joey? I'm not using my mouse and keyboard, so you got to click on the thing so I can see. Gosh, dang it. Why? Why do I have to do your job? No, wrong one. Thank you. Why do I have to always do your job?
I was wiping off my keyboard and I locked my computer.
Did you? All right. Glenn, how many hours fasted are we doing today? Oh, I forgot about that. Well, I ate this morning. I forgot about fasting. Amir says, can't wait to meet you. It sounds like you're going to Tampa, Amir. Sounds like you're going to Tampa, which is going to be awesome. When will you come to California? We can play golf. We were just in California, Amir. We were just in California. We were in Los Angeles. Amir is fasting. I forgot about fasting. It went so fast, I forgot about it. And Joey was the first one that said, nope.
Put the crickets on.
Okay, put the crickets on. There we go.
Put the crickets on.
Glenn, on your iPhone 23, you can load 100. I don't have an iPhone 23. What the heck? 100 fasting apps? I'm going to check it out if I can find a fasting app. I'm waiting for the alert to hit. How many people are here?
I just double checked it. It's there.
All right. I'm just waiting for it to hit. All right. You asked me to fast with you, and I promise you can fast the rest of the day. There's crickets too. Okay. There's crickets. We'll see. Joey, did you tell Glenn he is coming up to Bretton Woods? No, he didn't tell me that because that ain't happening. If I got to go up to New Hampshire, Joey's going up to New Hampshire.
I did tell you.
We're not going up to New Hampshire.
I told you.
No, you didn't. Brian is going to be attending. That's great. I was listening to the Tampa 2-day replay when the VV Live notice appeared, so I came here to give Glenn a like. Thank you, Dave. Fasting is easier with no carbs. No one told me you were coming to California. No. Joey, did we not talk about California a lot before we went to California?
A lot.
We talked about it a lot before we went to Los Angeles. We did. All right. Seems like the alert's taking forever to hit.
Amir don't listen to you.
Huh?
Amir don't listen to you.
Amir doesn't listen to me. He tries to listen. Glenn, plan your trip to New Hampshire when Trump is in town and we can go to the Trump rally. Why? Why are you getting me to go down that path? All right. All I got to say about that. All right. Let's take a minute. The alert is there, you said, right?
It's there.
All right. I'm just waiting for it'll hit in the middle of my diatribe. We're gonna get right into it. So as we're looking at the mobile app, let's talk about first, you're talking about today, the Dow is slightly up. Everything's turning back around. The market was down for the majority of the day. Now we're turning around. The only thing that's down right now is the Dow and the IXIC. But I want to go start right from the guidance. It says, last night, strategy, a round of mixed corporate earnings weighed on the market, and Wall Street ended the choppy session mixed with 3 yellow lights in an up situation. This is the guidance that you always get, whether you're on the desktop or on the mobile app, but we're going to talk about how it pertains to the mobile app. Prudent investors may buy stocks long only if the market is rising. The market wasn't rising all morning long. So from that perspective, you probably weren't entering into new positions. Now, with the mobile app, you're watching. I just got the alert on Facebook. Now that you're watching the day go along, right? Now that you're watching the day go along, could you turn around and start buying stocks long now? Well, the VectorVest composite is up now 0.5%. Everything is up, flat to slightly up. Could you be turning your attention around to buying new stocks today? Well, now going back to the analysis, may buy stocks long only if the market is rising. Now, the market is rising. Amir says, I do listen to Glenn 90. It's the other 10% I'm worried about. All right, so we're going to talk about today finding some stocks to possibly take advantage of. But I also put out in tonight's video, the 6 p.m. video, with all of the stocks that between me and Ryan talk about. Tonight's video is going to be, there it is, as the alert just hit. You see at the top. The alert. Go over there, Joey, see how many people are here. Tonight's video is not going to be glamorous about, hey, buy this stock because we like this stock on the. I think it's time for us to have the conversation about how to manage your stocks. Amir, I know that you took a big hit in SMCI. Tonight's video is going to show you how to not do that. Tonight's video is going to talk about some of the most heavily traded stocks that are out there, how to manage them, how to use the VectorVest system to manage them. So that is going to be tonight's 6 p.m. video. I need you guys to go watch it because outside of everything we do on YouTube and tell you about great stocks to take a look at and look at the news and tell you why we like them, I think it's just as important to show you guys how to manage those trades after we talk about them so that you don't take big losses, right? If that sounds like something that you're interested in tonight, type a 1 because that's going to be the 6 p.m. video. Type a 1. If you think that it's going to be a waste of your time to watch that video, type a 2. And I'm okay if you don't want to watch it. I am. Tonight's video is really having a conversation that we need to have. People call me an influencer. I don't look at myself as an influencer. I look at myself as a guy who's teaching you about a software to help you guys make money. I think it's also important that we teach you how we manage your stocks so that you don't get hurt. All right, Amir says the 10% that I don't listen, I lost big time. Oh, Amir. All right. So I see a lot of 1s. So be prepared for tonight's video, which is pretty much all about that. And then it's going to take some engagement from you to determine what's happening with my next video after tonight. Is it a good idea to make profit from SPY? Should you sell until it reaches a resistance level? Let's talk about that real quick. Let's go look at the spiders. SPY. Authorization has been denied, but here. All right, let's go look at SPX. What the flying flip is going on? How am I getting authorization requests? Look at authorization has been denied. Whoa. Something ain't right. Something forbidden. I'm going to log out. Here's the right account. Joey, put me on another screen real quick.
They can't hear you here, so.
Some Albert says, "Are you sure that you still work there?" Holy smokes!
Bro didn't pay his bill.
All right, now I can look at the. All right, let's go look at it. It was weird. So you're talking about spiders. What would I do with spiders? There's a lot of money to make using the spiders. So you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to create a new portfolio. So create a portfolio. I'm going to put $20,000 into this. Actually, you know something? I'm going to put $5,000 in this. I'm going to call this. See what I just did? Yes or no? You see what I just did? I just created a new portfolio called the Spiders and the Tiki. I see that? Simple, I just did that on the fly. Yes? Yes or no? Type a yes or no. Don't make me turn this room around. I create the portfolio. And add a position. Add a position. We are in a green light buyer RT kicker up, right? We are in a GLB RT kicker up. I'm going to put it in the spiders. It's a $5,000 portfolio. I'm only going to trade those two. No. High quantity, price per share. Let's see. I'm sorry, Joey. Don't use the. Oh man, your vector. Oh, because I'm sigh. All right. You need this back, don't you? You do.
Yeah, whenever you're done messing everything up, I'll fix it. Just let me know when you're done.
Okay, I'm done. No, right now, David says if you look at the price line, I didn't feel like going back into it. I can do it. No. Let's go look at spiders. SPY. What's the current price at? 450. And now I'm going to do, what's 2,500 divided by 4? At the price. 5 shares. All right. Add to portfolio. I spend $2,500. Add to the portfolio. Oh, and what was the other one? The Qs. Add. Cancel. Q. We'll add to portfolio. $500. I just created a portfolio with the Qs. I just made a portfolio with the Qs and the S&P 500 based off of Greenlight by RT Kicker. All right, so we're going to watch those. All right, and once we get and I'm going to hold on to them both until we get a confirmed down call. Does that make sense to everybody what I just did? Does that make sense to everybody for what I just did? Type a yes or a no. That was kind of cool. You wanted to look at the S&P. Someone said a lot of money can be made with the S&P by RT Kicker. So I just built it on the fly. I built the portfolio. Look at that from the mobile app. Just built it on the fly. We're gonna keep our eyes on it. Now, if none of you are trading either one, cool thing about this is I can watch and take advantage of whichever one. If you haven't already bought them, you want to in your real world portfolio. Take a look and see which one's starting to move, and jump on board with either one that I want. Again, the power of the mobile app to use something that you just said about trading the S&P on the market timing indicator, of which we're in right now, to the upside. And now that's a portfolio we can look at. So you have to get a C up before you get a C down, right? No, we're already in the confirmed down call. Now, interesting, all right? Interesting. To answer your question, technically, that's what we need. We need to get a confirmed up call, but with the green light buyer RT kicker, this is something that Dave and Manny and I had in the office. If you're in a neutral situation, right, because the green light buyer has three situations. Up, which is looking at the green light with an RT kicker. Down, which is the confirmed down call. And neutral. Neutral, interesting. Neutral is if you've got a green light buyer with no RT kicker, or you have an RT kicker with no green light buyer. But if you've got neither of those, this now reverts back to confirmed down, and these stocks will go away because we're already in the confirmed. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, I'll say it again. You're up when we have a green light in the price column along with the kicker. You're down when you get a confirmed down call. Technically, we have a confirmed down call, but the green light RT kicker kicked in. The neutral means that we have a yellow light because we have a green light with no kicker, or we have a kicker with no green light. But if we have a green light, if we don't have a green light, or we don't have a kicker, we don't have either one, this will revert back to what we're already in, the confirmed down. I know what I just said was a mouthful, but David, who's one of our product support people, had that question, and we had to walk ourselves through. All right. So here we go. That's where we stand right now. I think I will sell on a. Got you. All right, so we've got these in here. Let's go back to the market overview. I think the guidance was right on point. We're still in a confirmed down call overall, but look at the green light buyer, still neutral. If that goes back to down, then those two stocks that we got will automatically revert back to the confirmed down call. We will get out. Right? So I think the guidance was right on point. The market's starting to move up now. If I'm going to think about buying stocks now, markets after 12 o'clock, I can. But I don't know if I feel super on board. Well, they're starting to move up more and more. Now the S&P is up 0.1%. IXC or the NASDAQ is still flat, and the Dow Jones is still flat. The composite is moving up 0.5%. The spiders are up about 0.1%. Am I comfortable with buying stocks? We still have a DEW up. We still have a primary wave up. Joey, check the graph of the stock. The price line is flat. And the price line on what? Do you know what he's talking about, Joey? The TQQQQ is triple leverage? Yes. Or I could have just done the Qs. James, we could have done the Qs. And if you want to set up the portfolio just like I did on the mobile app, use the Qs instead of the T. Green light. Now we just need fat cash. Do we have a green light? We have a green light in the pricing column today. Yes, we do. The market is still trudging higher. I think it's, we'll see if the retail space is going to push the market higher, especially going into the Christmas season, the holiday season. That's going to be a big tell sign. It's see if we do get a Santa rally going. Go to the graph. Let's go to SPX. I'm in the graph. So I'm looking at the SPX, not the SPY. I mean, I can go back to the SPX. Not sure what you're talking about, David. Those two stocks will be sold if you get a kicker down. Yes, to answer your question, Yes, because we won't have a green light or a kicker up. So then we will go back. We will now go back into the confirmed down, and those stocks will get. Kohl's is a good bet. We got Target, we got TJ Maxx, we got Walmart. Walmart guided lower. Walmart guided lower going in after earnings. That's the biggest retailer. Big drop. Look at that. Big drop after earnings. That is a mainstay when it comes down to retail. All right, look at the big drop down. Let's go look at Target, TGT. Look at it coming off of a down, moving up. Let's go look at TJX. This is my concern about retail going into the Christmas season. Go look at Macy's. Wow. Retail has been beaten up. Retail has been beaten up. Retail, I know we looked at Gap this morning. But if even if Gap is going up, which it is, that scares me. That's a big jump. That's a big spike up. And is that sustainable? I got a wick forming at the top. Not a big wick, but I do have a wick forming at the top. Personally, I think that this is going to be some profit taking. David, you sent me a screenshot. Let's go see. Oh, at the bottom. It depends on which graph I'm looking at. Is that earnings, David? Notice that I'm not looking at earnings unless I go back to, there we go. And you're saying that is on.
You said the price line is flat.
That's not a price line at the bottom. That's earnings. That's earnings, David. That's not, the price line is at the top of your picture. That's why I couldn't understand what you're saying. That's not price, David. What you've got circled is earnings per share. What you got circled at the bottom is earnings per share, bro. When buying a stock and waiting for confirmed up signals, sell that stock if you've hit your stop. Listen, a lot of what my video tonight is going to be about is also learning how to take half off the table at the right time. All right, so just think about that. I'm not afraid to tell you to take half off the table. When you get close to your stop, let's say you have a 50-15. Let's say if you have a 50-15, okay? If I'm up 25% of that 50, I can take half off the table. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Does that make sense? I can be greedy, and I'm trying to keep you from being greedy in tonight's video. I can try to push to that 50. But if I get to 25, I'm halfway there. Part of tonight's video is teaching you guys how to take half off the table. But the other half of the video is all about learning how to not take on big losses. So again, tonight's video is going to be good for you guys. Again, it's not going to be glamorous, but I think it needs to be talked about. So I am looking at GPS. Here's the 3-month view. I like the move overall, bottom left, top right. But after earnings, a big push up like that, right up to 18. All right, that was the high. The high was higher than 18. That's 30% move. What do you think is going to happen with that, Rob? What do you think is going to happen with that? Possibly profit taking, or this could be some more insight into the retail stocks going into the holidays. All right, you have to click on the graph once you're in it. I'm in the graph. I am, and right now there's my. Let's go back. There's my 1 year. Look back. There's my bottom. That's earnings per share, David. That's earnings per share.
He said it's not on all stocks. He said check Lulu.
What do you mean it's not on all stocks? Lululemon. That's still earnings per share, bro. On the bottom is earnings per share. That's what you see. What does ROI stand for? Return on investment. Return on investment.
Click on the graph once you are in it.
Then I got RT. That's how I got my graph set up. This is price at the top is where my candles are. There's the price. Are you on it? I'm on it. I'm on an iPad. Oh, could it be different on the phone? I'm on an iPad. But again, this is how I have my graph set up. All right. This is how I have my graphs. I like the idea that we were looking at individual stocks before I wanted to go look at them, which is a good thing. I don't mind that. All right. I never was able to buy Levi's. Looked at it for a while back, kicking myself now. What is Levi? Levvee. Find Levi Strauss. Go take a look at it. Woo. At 15 thereabouts, which is a good level of resistance. All right, which is, you know what else I don't like about it, Jazz? Look at the earnings per share. Look at the earnings per share. I'm not feeling that. Yeah, I like the move coming up from this beautiful, almost it's more of a spinning top. Back and forth. Look at the big wicks. All right, this is a kind of volatile stock. Now, let me tell you a little sneak peek about tonight's video. Volatile stocks, you know that they're volatile, or speculative stocks, you know that they're speculative. You got to have the right mindset before you pull the trigger on the trade. Always know that if I've got a volatile or speculative stock, I'm already going to put a tight stop on it. And how do I know if a stock is volatile? If I can look at CI on a stock, that tells me a lot about the stock. If the CI is below 1, that tells me the stock probably goes down more than it goes up. Even if the news is telling you that it's going up right now, I put a tight stop on it. Does that make sense to everybody? More volatile or speculative stocks, if the news is moving it and you decide to jump on board with it, automatically know that you're going to put a tight stop on it. UNH is all over the place this week, and UNH is a great stock, one of the best stocks in the healthcare side of the world. But you're right, it's got a lot more volatility. Let's put it on a 3-month graph in a big channel, right between that level of support and that level up there at the top, level of resistance. It is in a channel. It is definitely in a channel. 7% a tight stop for me, Charlene? Yes. I can give a stock 7%. I can afford to lose 7% on a stock. Now, if you got less money, I'm going to tell you to move it from 7 to 5. Does that make sense to everybody? If I've got less money in the market, I'm probably not willing to give up more than 5%. Adjust accordingly based upon how much money you have to invest. Another thing, if I'm in a speculative or if I'm in a speculative or volatile stock, I will also tend to use a trailing stop. That affords me to lock in profits from the high that the stock it was at since I owned it, so that maybe I don't get out if I'm doing 28.7 or if I'm doing a trailing stop 7%. That allows me still not to take more than 7% loss. More volatile or speculative stocks, I'm okay with using a trailing stop. Or I'm going to use a 28.7, whichever fits you the best. And everybody trades a little different. You know, on a stock like UNH, I know it's a powerhouse of a stock. All right, I go look at relative value, relative safety at 1.3 and 1.2, 1.3. I'm willing to give UNH a 50-15. 50% gain, but maximize my losses at 50. Good quality stocks, I'm going to give a lot more room. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm also going to look at the stop price of the stock. Why? Because every stock in the system has a stop price. How do fly and flip do we not have? That's interesting that we stop. That's fine. But that's for everybody who's new to the market or new to the channel. VectorVest gives a bona fide, individualized stop price on it. You know what else I like as a way to get out of a stock? What if I buy and Amir, this is for you. What if I buy, it's top right-hand corner? Oh, there it is. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. What if I buy a buy recommended stock? It moves to a hold. Bada boom, bada bing. SMCI. How about that? SMCI, Amir. How about watching it move from a buy to a hold? That's a good time to take half off the table. Everybody agree with that? Yes or no? That's a great time. Use our buy, hold, sell recommendation. If I buy a stock that went from a buy, that went from a buy somewhere up in here and moved to a hold, is that not a good opportunity? That's you on UNH. Went to a hold somewhere up in here. Is that not a good opportunity to go get out of the stock before it took a dive? Absolutely, folks. There's so many different ways within the VectorVest system to help you guys manage your trades. I saw a comment when I talked about Palantir. I saw a comment. Someone is telling me that, man, I went and bought Palantir. The next day it fell. I lost X amount of percent. Pretty much he said he doesn't like us and he canceled his. That was a lot of the reason why I wanted to make tonight's video. Amir has been sticking with all of this, even though he says he's lost a lot of money. But at least he's got the faith in the system to try to learn more about it, to put himself in a better position. And I'm saying that for all of you out here. You know, something Robert says, Glenn, are you going to talk about using the MPI to get out of a stock plus kickers? Not on the mobile app. Not on the mobile app, unfortunately. That's why I gave you so many different alternatives to the MPI in tonight's video. I probably gave about 4 different ways to use the VectorVest system to get out stocks. I took some profits today as you were talking, and I'm going to do it starting now. Steve once said that through all the indicators, most people really should rely on recommendations. And I'm a big fan of that. I don't know if I talked about it in the video. I probably wanted to talk about it. The video is long. It's longer than I wanted it to be. Joey didn't want it to be that long. He yelled at me. Didn't you, Joey? Didn't you yell at me for my video being as long as it was?
I feel like I constantly yell at you.
Okay. So I don't know if I covered the recommendation, but I'm covering it here, especially from a mobile app perspective. If I'm in a stock and the stock moves from a buy to a hold, that's great to be able to pick up your mobile device and say, if nothing else, take half off the table. So much power with VectorVest. Just taking time to put it all together. These videos are extremely helpful. Thank you for that. Good one. Joey heard that. Don't listen to Joe. Just don't listen to Joe. Mr. Fixit says, gives me the confidence to hold longer than 3 hours, and it paid off and had to wait 3 days for a recommended one to go beyond my price. Thank you. He said, simply follow the recs and you'll probably see what you're trying to do. I'm a big fan of following the recs. I think that is one of the more powerful ways within the VectorVest system to manage. Can you read my question? Scroll up. Hey, I just started investing in the last couple of months of your videos. What is your opinion on taking a personal loan? I can't get into that, man. 6.99% of 10,000 investing to get ahead quick. All right, I will tell you this. I did that out of my 401k. I did that. I took out 10,000. And it's not like I have to tell you this story, but I will. I did that.
When did you do this?
Back in 2005-ish.
Right. Okay.
I'm somewhere back there. This was before I was trying to help my kid with college. I made a lot of money in the market, but I was at a much lower rate than 6.99. And then I also took money that VectorVest gave us. So 2005, because I started in 2004. You remember when you started working here for a year, Joey? We got that $2,500 check.
Yep.
One of the things that VectorVest did for us, if you stayed a year, they gave you money to invest in the market. I took 1,000 of that money, plus I took some money out of a 401k to throw into the market.
What happened to the other 1,500?
Don't worry about that. See, I know you were going to shut up. Don't worry about it. But I turned, outside of that $10,000, I turned $1,000 in about 6 or 7 years into about $80,000. I did a lot of it with options. Did a lot of it with just buying calls and puts. Because during that time, remember what happened? The market got into some nastiness, I made a lot of money to the downside playing options, a ton of money. So that's the way I'm going to answer your question. I don't like trying to get into the idea of trying to give that kind of financial advice. I'm not slated for that. I'm not trained for that. But I will give you a life story. And that other $10,000, I started putting it into the market and grew and grew and grew and grew. But a lot of it I spent because I grew that money to pay for things that I wanted to pay for without having to take it out of pocket. So I know it's risky, but I've really spent every day learning the VectorVest system, and I feel confident. And you know something? Then someone said in here, you need to paper trade first. I'm on board with that. You need to paper trade first to get a system that you're comfortable with before you go and start taking out money. All right? Does that make sense to everybody in the room? Because I think that that's very important. I want everybody to answer that question, especially if you're new to the market. Does that make sense? You guys need to paper trade your butts off. You really do. Because you've got to lock into a system that you're comfortable with. Because you don't want to get halfway through it and be like, holy crap, what the heck is going on? You got to be comfortable that you can live through, in your back test, you can live through the pullbacks. That's why the Magnificent 7 video was so pertinent for a lot of people. When you can make that kind of money with a 20% drawdown, it's sort of kind of unheard of. So you've got to make sure. All right, Stephanie says, not risky if you follow the trend in the stock. I agree with that. But there's a lot of people in here that are brand new to the market. And what I'm giving is not advice. What I am giving is guidance. Guidance to put yourselves in a good position. And, utilizing recommendation as a way to take half of, especially if you're in a buy recommended stock. I think that's probably important. Number 2, use the VectorVest stop price. If you're brand new and you don't know much about stops, VectorVest gives you a stop price. And thank you for letting me know, top right-hand corner. It's probably one of the easiest ways to trade a stock. So, can you do a trailing stop from the mobile app software? Let's go see. Let's go to my portfolio. So, go to the Magnificent 7. Let's go edit the portfolio. Interesting on the mobile apps. The stops, as I look at the stops, I can use the stops from the standpoint of going to get out. Let's say we're in a stock that's a buy-rated stock, and let's say I want to get out of it. I click on the 1-year view of the stock, and I can set an alert on when to get out. I can set an alert on when to get out. All right. Let me back up. I've got to have the desktop to set up specific stops, right? Because from here, notice that I can't put individual stops on here. So I'm missing something. I have to edit. I can't set up an individual stop. I believe the mobile app only gives you the option of stops with price only, right? David, that's what I'm thinking. So let's say I want to be able to get out. I'm in this stock and I want to set an alert to know when to get out of this stock, TSL. I can type in TSL, go check it out, TSL. And now that I'm looking at a 1-year look back period on the stock, you see in the top right-hand corner, that little bell, I click on it, I can create an alert. And let's say while I'm in the stock, I want to get out using the mobile app, let's say at the bottom of today's wick, I move this line that you see on here. I'm moving this line to the bottom of today's wick, which is at $15.67, which is a 4% move from where the stock is right now. I can create that. And now I've got an alert. Let's go back to the stock. You see the bell is darkened? I've got an alert. I got an alert. So now, from the mobile app perspective, I've got to set an alert to get out of the stock. But if all of these are set up in my desktop, I can set it up, hit the auto, and it will let me, it also give me alert when to get out. Right, that's what it is. All right, so there you go. That's a great question. So I can't talk about the NPI to get out of these stocks unless I have the desktop. There's many of you that just have the mobile app. I've talked more and more about all of the advantages of having the mobile app, and one of the biggest advantages is having the alert. You don't have that system in the desktop. All right. Try the 3 and the 8. I can't do that on the desktop or the mobile app without visually seeing it. Mike, I can't use it as a stop. That's one of the biggest things that the education department has wanted from development, is the ability to use technical indicators like averages, stops. Oh, not for you. That was a response. Oh, I can't tell. You guys got to let me know if you're talking to me or talking to each other. Saya says, I bought a stock when it was a buy. Very next day, the recommendation went to a hold. Was wondering what I should use to buy the stock. To buy the stock back, Saya? Well, that can happen. A stock that you can get in to get, you know what I would have done? Especially if I liked the stock when I bought it, as soon as it moved to a hold, I probably would have taken half off the table. That way, I probably locked in a small loss. If half the trade is gone. But if I liked the trade before I got into it, I'm going to let the other half run. And then I'm probably going to look at that point, no more than a 7% loss on the stock. Does that make sense, Saya? I'm saying the name. Hope I am. But if I got into a buy recommended stock that turned into a hold the next day, I'm taking half off the table. I'm locking in a small loss at that point. But if I did my homework and I liked the stock before I got into it, I'm going to let the other half ride. But I'm probably not going to let it go more down than 5 to 7%. I think I'm going to add the 5 to it. No more than 5 to 7, because something in the market could have changed. Something news-wise could have changed to push the stock price lower. I don't want you to take a bigger loss than that. No more than 5 to 7%. All right. How can you set up the MPI on mobile? The answer to that, Cole, is you can't. It needs to be set up on the desktop. Now, any portfolio I set up in the desktop shows up here in my mobile app. All right. And I can't set up the MPI as a stop. No, I can't set up the MPI just to look at on mobile. It's got to be on the VV indicators for change. See the graph. You guys are still talking to yourself. Ronna John. That's for options. Let's talk about Tesla. Tesla. That was the Granite shares on it. Let's go look at Tesla. Let's talk about managing this trade. What things, when you're looking at Tesla, I did a short on Tesla. We've been on top of Tesla. Tell me, by looking at this stock, what things stand out to you. All right? What things stand out to you? Type them in the room. Neil says short Tesla. Long term, I like Tesla. Short term, this battle of prices in China, it's going to hurt Tesla. I just did a video on Tesla showing the other side, the AI side, and how powerful the stock is. Earnings drop big, ding, 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 ding. That's the biggest thing I see. Overvalued, ding, 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 ding. I'm going to take that too. Profit down, lower highs. Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to take that too. Loch Nessie. It is Loch Nessie, Stephanie. I'm going to take that too. So now, no matter what's in the news, no matter what's on YouTube, You have a better understanding just looking at the mobile app to make a decision. People are going to tell you this, that, and the other thing. Now, I did a short that said, what is Tesla doing with the pricing war? I did another short talking about the power behind Tesla with its AI. So two different sides. But if I'm looking, no matter what the video said, I'm looking at it in the mobile app. Glenn said, what are they doing? Yeah, I'm looking at that. What are they doing? But Glenn also said, well, they got a powerful AI behind them. Let's go to the 3-month graph. Does anybody, based upon what I said, does anybody feel super comfortable buying Tesla long right now? Yes or no? Now, keep in mind, I like Tesla long term. I think it's a great company. But am I feeling comfortable about buying that? Loch Nessie, like the Loch Ness monster. Like, that's what Loch Ness means. Now, I'm going to find my people who are a little bit more aggressive. Saying, yep. Now, think about that. Is that a prudent decision, or is that just like, hey, I know Tesla's going to move, and it's moving up from this level of support, and it's moving up to 3 and the 8 cross, all that kind of stuff. But you know what else I see? Lower highs. Even on the most recent run, lower highs. So I feel you on knowing that you think the stock is going to go up. What have I told you on more than one occasion? I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want. I'm not ready to touch Tesla yet. Let the stock at least get to break out from these lower highs. Show me something. Tell me something good. All right, so all I'm telling you is I know Jazz. I know, and Jazz says I'm up on, and that's fine. But you know something? You're up on Tesla. What would I do for you right now? I'll tell you right now. I would tell you, look at that. It looks like it's trying to fade the gap right there, right? I would say, don't be afraid to take half off the table. Lock in that profit. You got the profit. I'd say take that profit off, take some of that off the table. Jazz, how many times have you played a trade that was up only to get burned? Be honest, Jazz. Has it happened to you? All right. Listen, my video yesterday, my short video yesterday was talking about Tesla and AI. My video, my short video was actually talking about Tesla and AI. I like Tesla long term. But am I looking at getting into it right now? Not yet. You know, let's take out this lower high. Let me finish somewhere up here. I need to have a higher low. I got higher lows, but I need to get out of this lower high. So that's what I'm saying. And you're up on it. I'm happy for you. Don't give it all back. Don't give it all back. And I can see why you're up on it. There's the low. There's the stock. There's the 3.8. All those things. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. All right. We talked a lot about your stocks today. I think I gave you a lot of precursor as to tonight's video. It's going to be very important for you to watch it. Not only that, I need you guys to share it. I say that all the time. I don't ask you guys for nothing. This is a time in the current market's conditions. I need you guys to share some of this content. Share tonight's 6 p.m. video. If you like it, hit the like button. All that helps us grow. Hit the like button on tonight's video. You're going to have an opportunity to put comments in. I hear your comments, but I need you guys to share the content. I need you guys. Disney breakout. Go look at Disney. Go look at Disney. You know something? We're going to do this until 1 o'clock. I'm not going to set up a specific time and look at you. I'm looking at. Ooh, what do I like? I like the breakout. I like the breakout above. Yes. There's a level. I like the breakout. What else am I looking for right now, Sue? I want to see if the gap right here gets filled. It's moving up. Today is a down day. One day doesn't make a trend. I want to see if that level at about 93 holds. You're in it, be in it. I like the breakout. Don't get me wrong. I like the breakout. It broke through a level of resistance there, a level of resistance there. It's down today, but I like the breakout. RT is above 1. I like the trade. You're in it, leave it alone. Here's your drop dead line, though. If it goes below 93, either take half off the table or you take it all off the table. All right, that support level, you know something, I'm not even giving it all the way down to support. I'm probably going to give it to that level of resistance. Support. Or if you want to give Disney a little bit more room, there's the level of support to see if it. All right, either way. Can you explain the stock like HRTG? HRTG. We'll take a look at it. Love the stock. That's a beautiful looking stock. Bottom left, top right. All right, let's go in on it. Pulled back to 3. The 3 is still above the 8, even on the pullback back here. Even on the pullback back here, 3 is still above the 8. Nice open candle today. You know something? I like that. How about I set up an let's set up an alert. Right at that level, only 1.75% away. I'm going to create that. I like that trade. I like that trade. Buy Ford. Who that? Neil? Are you serious? Was Disney news up today that Disney is canceling its woke culture? No, stop. I said to buy Ford. Really? Really? The 3 is not even above the 8, coming off that level of support. I'm stuck with Ford for months now. Why? All right, so let's talk about that. When did the 3 go below the 8? Right there on 10-4. Not only did it go below the 8, yeah, I would have either gotten out there or when it went below that level of support. This is why I'm teaching you these things, because there's no reason why you should be riding it down this far. So before, and that's, you said before the strike? All right, let's even say before the strike. Somewhere back up in here, that's May. Where you are was before the strike. And even before that, see the 3-8 crossing way back here? Back on 7/18 of 2023 after the nice run up? Jazz, would that have been a good opportunity? Now, that's hindsight, right? It is hindsight. But would that have been a good opportunity to at least take half off the table? I think Ford is the play. For what reason? All right. So, Neil, in order for me to jump on board with Ford, I need to at least see, if I want to be aggressive on it, Neil, I got to wait for the 3 to cross above the 8. Then I'm going to give you a profit target up to that level of resistance. Does that make sense, Neil? For anybody who's not in it and you think it's the play, how about I need for the 3 to go above the 8? Boom. Aggressively, I get in. When it gets to that level of resistance, I take half off the table. It's because if you really think it's the play and it runs up, I still have the other half in the trade. I love my Ford vehicles, but not the stock. I own a Ford Excursion, 2001 Ford Excursion. I love my Ford. All right. Elf showed up on one of my lists. Go look at Elf. When did the 3 go below the 8? Right about. Here's where the 3 went below the 8. That would have been a good time. Oh, the 3 went below the 8 here too. And you know something? If the 3 goes below the 8, you take half off. How about when the 3 goes back above the 8, you put the other half on? When the 3 goes below the 8, you you take half off. When the stock gets to be a sell, you take the other half off. Does that make sense? Ooh, wait a minute. I'm preaching to the choir right now. Does that make sense? How about when the 3 goes below the 8, you take off half? 3 goes back above the 8 because you like Elf, you put the other half back on. The stock gets to be a sell recommendation. pull it all off. That makes sense? Yes or no? Does that make sense? And looking at it currently, the 3 went back above the 8, somewhere up in here. Went back above the 8 recently. And it's moving. And it went through a level of resistance. I see this as another buying opportunity on it. I got a level of resistance, that's my profit target. I'm in it. How often are you looking at your stocks to see? On the mobile app, stocks that I own, I put them into a watch list. All right, I put them into a watch list. Oh, current. Watch list. Watch list. I'm here. Anyway, you can create your watch list of the stocks you currently. From that, you can open up. Let's just say this is my watch list. How quickly can I go see what did? That quickly. I got a stock that I bought as a buy. Now it's a hold. Ooh, about taking that off. 3.8 went up. Stock 3.8 went down. The stock became a sell. A whole lot of stuff happened other than right. Ford is a blue chip stock. I hear you. Does that mean that all my blue chip stocks all have to go up? No. I think Ford should be a lot more money than what it is right now. All of these other companies coming on board, especially EVs. I don't like, in my mind, I'm not thinking that Ford is being run right. There's no longevity, blue chip, all that. Ford's trading at like sub $10. Something ain't right. Are you positive on the Huey yet, Glenn? I'm gonna have to look at the desktop. I think the desktop is closed. I can't look at it. Let's go look at the Huey. Won't be able to look at the mic. I'll go look at the Huey. No, I need to look at the Midas Touch, but the Huey's going down. Why? Because the dollar's strong. Dollar's still strong. And because of that, the gold's not moving. Because of that, gold's not moving. So until I look at it on the desktop, see what the Midas Touch said, looking at the graph, no, I'm not. Neil, you should buy. Isn't that Harley Davidson? What do you think about INF? That's gonna probably be the last stock I look at. INF moving. It's been going up in the last things per. Was in a channel, broke out of the channel. Got a lot of potential. 5 years. Tell you what I'm going to do. Let's go set up an alert. I like the move over the last year. I know it's a hold. It's staying a hold for a reason. It's not meeting all the criteria to become a buy. I am going to set an alert on it. Set up to that. Only about 2% away from that price right now. Create an alert. About that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I put on an alert. It's way overvalued though, as a lot of stocks. I'm gonna keep my eyes on it. Fundamentally not sound. I'm playing price action. Playing price action. Fundamentally not sound. RT is above 1, CI is above. Fundamentals are not there. Earnings is moving higher. I do like that, and I'm playing price. How about that side? Glenn, would you just trade using a robo-trader? Got robo-trader. Everybody's got robo. I don't spend a lot of time. That's the back account. All your accounts are. Oh. I'm gonna do one last thing. My portfolios. I want to let you know that I am tracking. I know I need to sit. I need to sit still. I am tracking certain portfolios that I want you guys to keep your eyes on. Remember when I gave you the first video, Magnificent 7 plus 2? Once I did that video, I set up a portfolio. All right, I'm going to show you. My plus 2 were Bang and AIQ. All right, to play all of the tech stocks in one, all of the AI stocks in one. Right, the video you did with back testing is great. It's not. Yeah, I'm going to get to that in a second. So, the day that I did that first video, the Magnificent 7 plus 2, I think that was on November 7th. I'm trying to eat my own cooking. It's up 5%. All right, let's talk about just the Magnificent 7. I did that video on November 14th is when we got the green light buyer RT kicker. All right, so I started this portfolio. It's only up about 0.2%. There's the Magnificent 7. For ROIs, Tesla's the big mover. Tesla, interesting enough, is the big mover. The biggest loser right now is Amazon. So then I did a video talking about the cheap way to do it, looking at the Mag 7 ETFs. That's down about 0.25%. All right. Biggest mover, Apple ETF, Tesla ETF, and Microsoft ETF. Biggest losers are Amazon and Facebook. But I'm going to manage them. And you know something, if they don't work, I'll own it. But I want to show you that we are trying to eat our own cooking. My mobile app, this is the stocks. This is my $100,000 portfolio. I haven't put anything in here useful yet because I got nothing. And then mobile app 2, which is looking at a $5,000 portfolio. It's down about 1.9. But I'm in Palantir. I'm in Palantir, and it's got a return of 5.5. All right, and we did do a short portfolio. Did a short portfolio when the market needed it. Not shortening it, but I used the mobile app to trade this as well, up 7.5%. Here's the spiders and the Qs. We're going to watch this. This is now a new portfolio, $5,000 portfolio, just trading the Qs and the spiders. All right, the other side of this is when we get probably a DEW down, I'm probably going to get out of these stocks. Maybe even a primary weight. Probably going to get. I haven't determined yet. But especially because the TQQ is triple. So that's going to be the end for today. Did you guys like today's format? It was a little different. Did you like today's format? Just type a yes or a no. All right, just type a yes or a no. Maybe we can do a little bit more of this. It actually melds in with what's going on in the system and looking at your stocks all at the same time. I think that the idea of looking at these stocks to help you guys get a better understanding on how to manage them is going to be so important. And I think I like that flow for the mobile app. Maybe we do this kind of format going forward. I'm always going to still talk about what's going on in the market. But what I am going to try to do is if there's stocks that I see that you should have been out of long a time ago, I'm going to explain why. If I see stocks that are starting to move, you saw I put a couple of alerts out there. If I see stocks that are on the move, man, you're going to help the whole group. But don't get it twisted. Always going to tell you what you need to hear. You ain't going to be able to spin it on me, be able to say, well, it's because, no. I'm going to look at the VectorVest system, just like on Ford. What was I looking for? I was looking for at least a 3D8 to cross. I know you may think it's the stock right now, but I'm looking by way of the VectorVest system, more confirmation before I buy off of this. Well, a lot of us do that. A lot of us buy off of gut feelings and all that stuff. I need to move you away from that. All right. Paresh says, I really like this format, particularly I'm not a professional. A lot of you liked formats. Product improvements come from all sessions, so I like it. I hope VectorVest will put. Try. Golden Corral is about 35 minutes. Going. I'm not going to New Hampshire. You gotta stop. Joey can go. I'm not going. Now I'm thinking about big house full. Either that. Joey, what do you think? Joey, are you there? OMG. Suggest you do a video on trading mindset. I think that this first video on managing your trades is a step in that direction. Robert, do you agree? I think that whole trading mindset, I think this is a step in that direction. I know he left me for lunch. New England is great in the spring. New England has 1 day of summer. That's it. And it only goes up to 80 degrees. Glenn, there's a Golden Corral. I'm not going to Manchester. I'm not doing that. I will, man, I fly to the airport. I will pick you guys up. We can all eat at Golden. Todd Schaefer does a great job. Yes, he does. I'm going to tell your doctor. Why are you gonna rat me out? Wow. Why are you gonna rat me out? I love you guys too, Jeff. All right, agree. Totally first step to having a smart trading. All right, I gotta go. Joey, are you here now? Or do I need to close this out all by myself?
Waiting on you.
All right. Folks, have a great weekend. Support tonight's video. Share tonight's video. As Robert said, it's starting to get into that whole mindset of trading. I think it's important that you guys watch it and share it. If you're new to the channel, you like what we did today, hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you as part of VV Nation. Also hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to updates. Folks, are we open Black Friday? Yes, we are. Actually, I will be doing the mobile app on Black Friday as well. All right, with that, folks, have a great day, and same to you, T. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii and in Florida and in Iceland. There is a volcano imminent to spew up some stuff, so be careful over there. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Have a great weekend, folks. See ya.